Alright, guys. I'm going to try and film this, and I keep getting updates on my phone. Um, and so it's making it really hard to do anything. Okay, so we got this printer here today, and this part is bad. The runout sensor is not hooked up. The belt is on backwards, and that's loose. The hot end is the Bowden tube is broke off down in there, and then broke off over there. So it's going to be a little bit of trouble to get this thing to work, but it shouldn't be too big of a deal. So um, anyway, so what I wanted to do is just kind of bring you in a little closer, let you see the extent that we're dealing with here on that. And the belt, it's just on wrong, and that's okay. We can just change that pretty easy. And we got that sensor there to deal with. We're gonna have to pull the bar to get it off of there, and there's more than one way to do it. I could take this piece off the top and just run it all the way up. Otherwise, you're gonna have to undo this from that, which is sort of a pain. But I think bringing it up off of here is going to be our easiest method. So I'm just going to do that. And we may have to do some other stuff, but let's get that off of there. Okay. So I'm just going to pull this piece, and then I'm going to run this other thing all the way up. I've got the manual pulled up in case I need it. Should be the right one, I thought. They used some other size. Okay. Not that one. Alright, give me a second. I've got to find the right one. But that one's loose. I can't believe this is all that they're using. Lord, I can't get in here. seems to be boogered with. Wow. It's like they tried to tighten it once already, and I think maybe they used the wrong Allen wrench and shoot it up. Let me see here. What I need is I need a longer. Oh, it looks like the right one. Okay. So while we have this off like this, let's go ahead and flip the belt. It's literally just on, wrong. And then we're going to put this back on here. We'll tighten it up. So hopefully, yeah, the recording is going at the same time. We got a lot of work to do, guys, but it isn't like, you know, it'd be time consuming, just a lot of little small stuff. But you gotta have this thing dialed in. We gotta get that out of there. What size is that? Looks like about a 9mm. 10 or 11 or 12. Can't even find my ratchet, so I don't know what I'm going to do here. wonder what the hell happened to my ratchet. He just disappeared. Alright. Yeah, it's definitely a 10 millimeter. But I can't find my ratchet, so we're just going to go ahead and loosen it. Now, I've got some parts for this, but I don't know where they're at. So the Bowden tube is still stuck in here, which means we'll have to power it up to get it out of there, but that's okay. So let's get this piece back in here. It's supposed to go over here. Make sure I'm actually recording. Yeah, okay. I am literally getting bit by bugs out here left and right, guys. It's driving me nuts. What is up with this thing? It's wrong. It's a 3 millimeter. Ooh, don't want that tight. Just snug. All right, now we get this part off of here. There's still some filament in here. Okay. So now, I'm going to need to plug it in and heat it up. Get that out of there. Can't have that in there. I hate how these things do not line up or light up on the switch. Okay. Inner. These bugs out here are driving me nuts. 230. See if it starts. Boy, that is loose. Okay. So while we're dealing with this and waiting to see if the nozzle heats up, I can't tell if it's actually heating up or not. I don't think it is. So, oh yeah, it is. Okay, so wait for the nozzle to heat up. This is really slow, 87 degrees Celsius. Okay, we're gonna I'm going to tighten these, okay? And let's see here. There are cam wheels on this thing here. And you need your ender tool to get to it. So you're going to adjust that cam wheel down there. We'll do that after we adjust our belt tension. Okay. So I've got a little toolkit somewhere for these printers, which is what I actually need, because then I don't have to worry about it fitting in there or not. Alright, we're going to get in here. I've already tightened it, put this thing here, get it to where it needs to be. Tighten the screw on the back. Okay. Now, let's get this belt here clip tight. Where did this one come from? These screws do not have very good tolerance. Okay, we had 3, and then we had the other one. I don't know where the other one went. Okay. 3 and a 2.5. Alright. So I think we're good here. Just need to pull this out of here. See that? Smoke coming off of it. Okay. Go ahead. Shut the printer off. So we've extracted that part. And I don't know if I'll bother with the direct drive extruder at this point, but if I don't have a Bowden tube, I'm gonna have to do the direct drive. Anyway, so let's get a little bit of play this way, but we need to get our rail back in here. Put this back. It's a 4mm. Just nice and snug. Remember, we're dealing with aluminum and steel screws. Make sure the end caps are decent. I'm trying to think if I have a Bowden tube kit. One of these boxes here, down here, proper tubing cutter for a 3D printer, and I have the kit here, a Bowden tube kit. What I want to know though, and here's some more Creality parts. Is what I really want to do is just go direct drive and just skip all the stuff. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to come back here, I'm going to dig through my parts box and see if I have just a complete Bowden tube just to try and get this thing printing. You would not believe the amount of stuff I've got laying around. Oh boy. So simplest solution, go ahead and install a new one of these and be done. So I think we already have the fitting. See, what they did was they accidentally busted that stuff off. So we just need to cut one of these, slide it down in here. That'll be part of the heat break basically. And we're probably going to need a new nozzle, but otherwise I've got brackets that go in here, depending on which one. Goes in like that, and the motor goes up there, extruder goes up there, and it goes direct drive. So like this one over here, pretty simple stuff. So now see, that's got a touch sensor. Well, the last one of these I got from my friend Dave, and he had added a BL touch sensor. And then when you do that, you got to run custom firmware. But if we want to leave this like it is, we'll have to level the bed all by itself, and it doesn't really do it for you anyways. So you're just kind of like adjusting and adjusting until you get it perfect. So this is a tubing cutter, which is really kind of critical with these damn things, because when you cut the tubes normally, they crush with a pair of side cutters for some reason. So we got a couple of choices of what we can use. We could use the white stuff, we could use the blue stuff. I don't know that there's any difference, to be honest. It's all Teflon tube. But maybe we'll go with the blue stuff. I don't know. Usually the blue is considered an upgrade. I've got a bag with that in it. I've got a bag with that in it. They call it unicorn tube. One of them is anyway. So let's just see if we can get this thing printing or not, right? So let's start with the simple and the easy. We'll see if our hot end is plugged up, which, you know, could be. All right, ready, set, record. So now all right, so we've got our tube. I don't know if this one will reach. We're going to take the piece here, move it up, or cuts it perfect, almost. Still got an angle on it. Problem is it's curved, and okay, so the way this one works, they're really hard to pull out. We need it make sure we're seated all the way like that, and then take this thing and rotate it. So I'm just going to use my needle nose pliers because I don't know what I did with everything else. It'd be nice if this thing would stay put. I'm really tired of looking for the tools for this thing. So I'm going to get into my Solvable SV07. Has what looks like, it says Zhang Dong. But anyway, the SV07 comes with a proper wrench. The wire for the hot end is kind of in the way here. Okay. Snug, but not super tight. Okay. Now, our other piece is sitting here. We're going to pull a clip on it. There's a little blue clip. And then you should be able to push this out the back. A small enough Allen wrench. That one's too small. Okay. Boy, they're all kind of small, so you need something that can push it out, and you can't go backwards that way because it's got a seat on it. So got a little bit of it to come out. Okay. We might Boy, it doesn't want to come out, does it? Jeez. It's like, nope, I'm not coming out. I'd probably have another one of these laying around, but I was trying to rescue this one. Ridiculous. stuck in there good. I can't get it out, guys. I don't know what the hell the problem is. Probably the other person had the same problem. It just does not want to come out. Like, seriously? It doesn't really seem like the mechanism. And I didn't want to spend all day trying to pull some Teflon tube out of a little brass fitting. What I need is I have a little poker, but it's too big for this. Damn, man. I don't have any more of these laying around, I don't think. If I do, here's one on the extruder in here. Okay, we'll deal with that one later. So this is an old Creality one. I don't know why this one doesn't have problems. It looks a little bit bigger. Okay. So this is a plastic Creality extruder. I don't remember what I took it off of, but same as what's on there. So we take our tube like this, and it just locks on. It's like no big deal, but for some reason this thing is struggling with it. Get the old one off. So what we need to do now, it'll level the bed, we get some filament on here, and see if it'll print. So that would constitute basically the repair of this thing. Everything else is going to be all the fine tuning. See, let's make sure and move the axis. Let's move the X. How much we want to move it by? 10 millimeters. Okay. Let's move the Y. Okay. That works. Move the Z. Okay. Does it look straight? Oh yeah, and another thing I gotta come in here and adjust the. Alright. So alright. As long as that wheel is tight and that wheel is tight, these need to be moved. I don't know if these actually. I'd like to see a little more stability here on that, but I don't know that I can't do anything with that. So you can wiggle it a little bit here, and I'm like, Okay, it's just starting to, it slips right now. We don't want it too tight. But these ones slip right here, so what that tells me is I need to adjust this one out till it's sloppy. Because it has to scoot over that way. We need I thought this was supposed to be a cam. So this one here, we got to get that tight. Can't have it moving like that. These wheels here need to be solid. No slip. Okay, that's perfect. Okay. These ones here are slipping, which means this is, it's out a little bit. I don't know, maybe the wheels are just too worn out. That one's spinning. Okay. That one's tight. Now these are cam wheels, so they're going to reach, that's nice and solid. They're going to reach a point where they will go back around. So the gantry looks like crooked to me. Okay, we're going to home everything. You make sure it'll do that. It hits the stop. It says okay, we're home on that one. And then it's going to go down until it hits the stop. Noisy. We might have the wheels too tight. Okay. You can see we're gonna have to adjust that a lot. I can tell you right now by looking at that this bed's got to come up a lot, and these springs aren't gonna fucking do well with that. But we're gonna pull this. I've got a magnetic print bed, a metal one. Okay. So that's the home position for this. So I did everything. So I think we're good. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and stop this, and we'll make another video when we get to the other part. All right. To make this look like a good video, I'm gonna have to do a lot of editing.